In today's video, we will be looking at the time Jesus calmed a storm. You can read this story for yourself in 3 books of the Bible, Matthew, Mark and Luke. We will also be making an origami boat, as well as our song, prayer and quiz. Are you ready? Our story begins with Jesus feeling very sleepy. Jesus was tired, his hand covered a yawn. The day had been busy from sunrise to sundown. There'd been teaching and healing and stories to tell. Many folks brought their sick, and he made them well. How could Jesus rest with the crowd still there? Why not sail across the lake? The disciples knew where. The boat left shore, the crowd waved goodbye. Jesus soon slept beneath the starry sky. At first it was peaceful, the waves splished and splashed. But then a storm came up. It came up so fast. Jesus slept through it, pillow under his head, peaceful, relaxed, as though in his bed. The wind shrieked and moaned, the boat gathered speed. Why was Jesus sleeping? His friends were in need. And the winds roared more fiercely, waves whooshed o'er the bow. We need to wake Jesus and do it right now. Don't you know we could perish? They questioned their Lord. Get up, or we'll drown. We'll be swept overboard. Be quiet, be still, Jesus spoke to the waves. Quickly they calmed. They had to obey. Jesus asked his disciples, "Why were you scared? Have faith." They'd forgotten. Jesus always cared. The disciples then wondered, who was this great man who brought them safe sailing, got them out of that jam? He was awesome, magnificent, full of power was he. How did he take charge of those raging seas? In time they'd know Jesus was God's precious son, that his life would be given to save everyone. Many of Jesus' friends were fishermen, so they were used to storms. This must have been an especially scary one. But they didn't have to be scared, because Jesus is more powerful than anything that can make us afraid. To remind us of this, we are going to make an origami boat now. What you'll need is just one piece of A4 paper. So first off, you'll need to fold your piece of paper in half like this. Next, fold it again . Now, open up the paper so the second fold creates a line down the centre. And then fold in 2 triangles like so, along the centre line. Make sure the folds are quite sharp. See, looks a bit like a boat now. Now, fold up the bottom flap over the triangles. Now, turn over the boat and fold down the corners of the paper from the other side so that it covers the triangle facing you. Next, mirror the triangles like so on both sides. It's a bit fiddly. Next, turn up the remaining edge to form a triangle. Looks a little bit like a party hat now. And turn the paper like this. Right, so you have a bit of a diamond shape now, hopefully, and draw up each side to form an even smaller triangle. So that's the first side done. Now turn over and do the other side. Rule the corners and edges, press down tightly. Now we're coming into the last stage now, and I find this bit a bit fiddly. But copy me, carefully put it back, and hopefully you should see a boat appear. There we are, its sail is just hidden, so bring the size down a little and you should be able to see it as a boat much more clearly. There you have it, the boat to remind you that Jesus can calm any storm. Our song today was written by Peter, who was one of Jesus' friends in the boat with him that night. Okay, so he didn't write the actual music, but he did write the words. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Anxiety is just another word for worries or fears. And Peter reminds us that when we feel afraid, we should talk to Jesus because he cares for us.
Casting all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. Casting all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. Because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. 1 Peter 5:7. Casting all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. Casting all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. Because he cares for you. Because he cares for you.
I hope you joined in with the actions to the song. Before our quiz, let's do as Peter advised us to and talk to Jesus in prayer. Jesus, you are awesome and magnificent. You have the power to do miracles. Help us remember that in impossible, scary situations, you care for us. Remind us to trust you and tell you about our worries. Thank you for being more powerful than the things that make us afraid. Amen. Now for our quiz. You can play as individuals or teams or as your whole household. Remember, when you see this pause sign, feel free to pause the video to give you some time to think of your answers. You ready? Let's begin. Our first question is, which book records the miracle of Jesus calming the storm? Any ideas? If you said the Bible, then you'd be right. But go on, give yourself a bonus point if you said it was in Matthew, Mark and Luke. Can you remember what Jesus was doing when the storm started? Yes, Jesus was sleeping with a pillow under his head as the storm raged around the boat. Now for the third question. What did Jesus' disciples do when they found him asleep during the storm? They woke him up and told him to do something because they thought they were all going to drown. They were very afraid. For our last question, can you remember what Jesus said after the disciples had woken him up? Jesus said two main things. Firstly, he told the wind and the waves to be still, and they were. And then he told his disciples to not be afraid and to have faith in him. Did you get both parts of the answer? I hope you enjoyed today's video. New videos are posted every week, so feel free to subscribe to the channel to keep updated. See you next time and God bless.